Okay, walk around of the latest changes to the Samurai. We've got, on the front, we've got a Trail Tough front bumper. We've got a Smitty-built XRC8 winch, a little license plate bracket that I made. We got missing links. These are rears up front, rear springs, extended shocks, drop pitman arm. This has the Z-link, which really has not given me any problems. As long as you keep those bars parallel, you really don't get any major bump steer or anything like that. These are Bushwhacker fender flares, 31-inch by 10.5 by 15 TSLs on Pro Comp rims, Warn premium hubs. These are the rock sliders from Petroworks. Got the diamond plate, I believe that was Rocky Road. These tires, you can kind of see in there, they do have 1-inch wheel spacers in there. Those rims are 3.75-inch back spacing. Underneath we got a Sky Manufacturing anti-warp bar for the springs. Mounts up there. We've got a Trail Tough CV CV rear drive shaft. We've got a Mighty Kong transfer case skid. This has 6.4 to 1 gears in the transfer case. That was also done by Trail Tough. We've got front drive shaft. The ears were clearanced out, and I put a 1-inch extended slip yoke on it, and then it's got a spacer up at the transfer case. The rear end on this does have a Trail Tough spool in it. You can see I've got the exhaust. That's a Thrush welded high flow muffler. That goes up to a resonator, then to the catalytic converter. Up at the front we have the Doug Thorley header. This has got a new soft top on it. In the rear we've got our full-size spare. This is a Rocky Road Crawler 2 rear bumper with the swing away tire carrier. I went ahead and mounted high lift jack back here. It's got mounts that go straight into the swing away, so it mounts right on it. I relocated the license plate to the back, and I found that's a lighted license plate holder, so it keeps me legal. You can see that even with the high lift on there, all the tail lights are still visible and so forth. In the rear, I also have missing links. These are CJ springs in the rear, all new bushings. Aftermarket mud flaps. They line perfectly up with the fender flares. Looks pretty nice. Once again, keep me street legal. This does have a 1-inch body lift to allow the 1.6 to fit in, but it also helped because I was able to get all my electronic fuel pump and everything else in there. Let me get you a full back view. There's the where I ended up mounting the CB antenna. Once again, those are the Petroworks rock sliders. This is a bracket that I welded up to mount my mirrors up on the front, because the hinges have been modified to be able to remove the doors. These are a set of, I think, like generic mirrors that I got from Farm and Fleet, but they look pretty nice. You can see the hinges have been cut so that the doors lift right off. All lights, all that stuff works. Take a peek inside. We've got the replacement door panels. These are the nice plastic ones. Here's where I ended up mounting my oil pressure gauge. This was a non-tack dash, but I put a tack right there, fits perfect. Where the ashtray was is where I mounted the CB radio. I got a regular radio down there. The original seat belts were kind of worn, so I replaced them with some nice bright red ones. I figure that way when I'm running doorless and so forth, at least the cops can see I've got my seatbelt on. You can't miss those things. Plus, maybe once I do finally get it off-road, if for some reason I forget to put on a seatbelt, somebody will be smart enough to tell me. Take a look at this side over here. You can see that it does have the back seat. This has nice solid fender wells. There's no rust through it all in the back of the body. No, the only rust through it all on the vehicle is in that hood. Other than that, everything's really solid on this vehicle. In the glove compartment, that's where I keep my winch controller. The winch is actually, the controller is mounted through the firewall, so I can winch it from inside or pull it from the outside. These are the quick release door straps. Under the hood. Here's where I ended up mounting my winch controller. I've made a little bracket to fit it right on the side there. Everything's all nice and taped up with loom to keep anything from shorting. It runs out through the front. This is the 1.6 8 valve out of a tracker. Fuel injection, all the fuel injection works. 1000 cold cranking amp battery. There's the Doug Thorley header. This has been modified. I put in a electric fan instead of running the standard one off the engine. It has a thermostat. You might be able to see it right here. That runs through the radiator, just a switch that goes right into your fan relay, and that kicks it on and off at the right temps. I was able to use the air cleaner from it, the tracker, and mount it right here on the side. So I'm able to still use the same air filters and stuff like that. This does have power steering. Everything's hooked up for that as well. Put my overflow reservoir on this side and hung it right off the side there, just made a little bracket. This has a 100 amp alternator as well.